Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Alex. I'm the founder of Gameplay Candles. And tonight, I'd like to invite you all to step into the enigmatic world of Dungeons and Dragons with our exceptional co host, Steve. He's overflowing with occult knowledge and open hearted enthusiasm. He orchestrates immersive narratives and offers invaluable insights. Join us on an odyssey of wonder and excitement, guided by myself and Steve, the oracle of lore and architect of captivating journeys. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, Alex, great to be here. Never been accused of being a master of occult knowledge, but that's a first, and I appreciate it.
Well, there's only so many letters or words that begin with the letter O to describe someone in a D&D fantasy setting. So we're on O. So this is sort of like an unofficial way to count our episode catalog. This is the
Yeah.
O episode.
What are you going to do when we get past the Z?
Obviously, whatever words start with alpha, we'll use that.
Words that start with AA.
Yeah, aardvark is the only word that really comes to mind. I'm not
That's
sure
more
how
than came to my mind.
Well, let's give the people what they want, Steve. It's time for our weekly game of Roll the Dice, where we see what sort of flash sale discount we can offer you. So, Steve, how does this work? Remind us.
All right. So Alex is going to roll a D20.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the value of that dice, you'll get a percent off plus 10. So, for instance, if you were to roll a D5 or a 5 from the D20, you get 15% off for the next hour.
Yep. That's right. So, without any further delay, let's get into it. Big money. Big money.
Come on, let's get it. D20.
Well, this is fine because I'm using my lucky feet. This is the second use of my lucky feet this quarter.
Oh, you must be a halfling.
I'm still good. So here, lucky feet. Reroll.
Ooh.
All right. Oh man, I'm glad I used that lucky feet. So that's the maximum. That's the maximum discount, and 20 plus 10 is a 30% discount. You can access that discount at gameplaycandles.com and input the checkout code gamer or gaming23 30% off your entire order. Head on over to gameplaycandles.com. That code is active for the next hour until 10 o'clock Central Time here in the US. And if you're looking at this after 10 p.m. Central, fret not. We're here every week at Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Time. We do this flash sale every week, but I can't guarantee getting 30% off every week.
Yeah, so if you want to ensure that you get alerted, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that alert little bell on YouTube, and you'll get an alert to know when to tune in so you too can get a percent off.
Exactly. We send out an email that reminds you, hey, join us for the flash sale. But this is as good as it gets, folks. 30% off your entire order. Use code GAMING23 at checkout. Very good. Steve, we got a couple business updates, and then we'll get into a really interesting discussion.
All right, looking forward to hearing what's new at Gameplay Candles.
Yeah. So, nothing new here. It's still super duper hot. I think my car thermometer said it was 108 today when I was driving back from picking up my daughter from daycare, but brutally hot. Folks, if you are expecting your candles in, make sure you get to your mailbox quickly. I had a customer reach out to me with a picture of the candles that I think they must have been in the mailbox overnight or throughout the day, because they were a little warped and deformed. But that's the danger of it being hot. So check out that tracking information. Pick stuff up when you are expecting them. We try to communicate as openly as possible with you, our customers. So it is hot. We've implemented summer shipping to avoid problems. So it's not going to sit in a warehouse over the weekend, because we only ship out Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. But once it's in your mailbox, make sure you snag that candle delivery up quick, make sure that they're all staying nice and cool enough to not melt on you.
Yes. Alex, have you seen the picture of a woman in Houston. She actually baked some bread in her mailbox.
No. Oh my gosh, for real?
Yes. So yeah, it's hot. It's summer. It's above 100 in most of the country.
I'd believe it. I mean, like, I think I saw a picture from Arizona where like the lids to one of those large dumpsters behind a building just had like completely melted into the dumpster. Yeah. So anyway, the world's on fire. How about yours? It's all good. Don't even.
I'm ready for winter.
Oh yeah, me too.
Winter's coming.
We're only like a month away. Oh, hi Pam. Glad you could join us. Let's see. We're doing something a little different with our summer seasonal compared to spring. For the entire season, any order you place at GameplayCandles.com, you get the opportunity at checkout to add on tea light samples of our 3 summer scents. And it's only for $2, so that's less than $1 per tea light. Great value for the money, if you ask me. But that's our Enchanted Cotton, our Midsummer Seance, and our Merfolk Isle scents. And y'all have heard me talk about that ad nauseum. I love the Enchanted Cotton. It seems like Midsummer Seance, there's a run on that right now, but we have them all in stock. So if you're thinking about taking advantage of that 30% off, definitely check out our summer seasonal collection. Let's see. We've just about wrapped up we've actually wrapped up now our current round of scent testing. We've gotten all this great feedback on a couple candles that we're looking to launch in the autumn. And we're starting to look at winter even right now. I mean, I just attended a seminar earlier today all about Black Friday and Cyber Monday and how to capitalize on that, because people in the e-commerce world are really already starting to make moves to prepare, and we're no different. We're starting to take a look at our different scent profiles and figure out what fragrance oils to order for testing. If you want to be part of that testing and get free samples of candles in your mailbox, then all you have to do is head on over to go.gameplaycandles.com/tester to sign up for scent testing. We'll send you free candles in your mailbox. You'll give us some. What's
free? Did you say free?
Free, yes. This is completely free. You don't pay anything. And it's even better than free because every quarter we do a drawing from amongst our scent testers who provided feedback. And you have the opportunity to win a candle of your choice. And actually, just earlier tonight, I reached out to the winner of this current batch of scent testers, Luke G. If you are seeing this, then check your inbox, because you have an email from me, and I need to know what candle to send you, because you're our lucky winner. So
That's
if
awesome.
you want the opportunity to win, head on over to go.gameplaycandles.com/tester to sign up to be a scent tester. Let's see. And then, all right, finally, I would be completely remiss not to mention this, but we have partnered with the fantastic folks over at Homebrew Coffee & Co. They have D&D inspired coffee roasts made to order in small batches, and they're of the highest quality coffee, and we have been a fan of theirs for, I don't know, over a year, right, hun? We first found them on D&D and was like, this is too cool not to take them up on it. But we've partnered with them, and we're just so thrilled to be a collaborator with them. We're hosting giveaways over the weekends. Each weekend for the next 3 weekends, we'll be doing giveaways on our various social media channels. This coming weekend is our Instagram channel's turn to host. And so you can head on over to @GameplayCandles on Instagram for all those details. We'll be promoting that Friday, and we'll be announcing a winner Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. So more details on that to follow. But if you want the opportunity to win, not 1, not 2, but 3 unique coffee-inspired scented candles, and get some D&D inspired coffees, then come on and join the giveaway that we'll be having this weekend. Hope to see you there. But that's all the business stuff out of the way. That's the I won't say boring because it's my company, but that's all the administrative stuff out of the way. Steve, what's our topic tonight?
All right, tonight, when most people think of D&D, they think of combat. But there is so much more to D&D. A lot of fun, at least I have, is with the role play.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pretend like I'm someone different. And I think one of the biggest tropes or places you start at is the tavern.
Absolutely.
And with D&D at the tavern, you get to meet NPCs, you get critical clues to what's going on, but you also can have some fun. And one of the things you can have fun with are games within the game. What we're talking about here is how do you win gold? How do you have some fun? How do you gamble a little bit in the environment? How do you get to know your fellow players at the table and also maybe NPCs, earn a little extra gold so you can get that extra potion you might need for your adventure. But really, it's just a fun time at the table, and that's what we're talking about tonight, is mini games in the game.
Yes, that's right. This was like such an interesting topic to research because I have like a stable of mini games that I've used in my adventures, but when I was looking online, it was like, oh my god, there are hundreds of mini games that people way more creative than myself have come up with within the world of D&D. So, I mean, I'll kick it off with an oldie but goodie. Steve, I know that we've played this at our table, but there's a game that I like to call Gladiator Dice, and it's a really simple game. It's really fast paced, which helps, with the adventure at the table. You don't want to like role play moving characters down a board. With Gladiator Dice, all you need to play are 3 6-sided dice, and the way this works is, there's 3 colors. There's, let's say, a red die, a yellow die, and a green die. So player 1 is the red, player 2 is the yellow, and then the green die, or the third dice, is the god dice. The way this works is you roll all 3, and between players 1 and 2, whoever's rolls higher, wins. Their gladiator won the match. Unless the god dice matches the lower number. Whatever. If those 2 dice match, then the gods are on that gladiator side, and he wins. And that actually happens more often than you'd think. I think it's a 1 in 6 chance, if my probabilities math is correct. But yeah, so in the event of a 3-way tie, then the house wins. So that's how the taverns keep the candles burning. But
it's I played it when Alex was DMing. It is a quick game. It keeps it's fast paced. It's a lot of fun. It's simple, and I think that's kind of the thread among all these games. It's quick, it's simple. We're not playing Monopoly,
right?
We're not playing some long, drawn out game. It's a quick, simple bet. It's fun, and it's a chance to win extra gold or to lose some.
Yeah, I think, in my game, I introduced this in the very first tavern that our adventurers were in, and if they won 3 games in a row, they had the opportunity to get or not in a row, but 3 games total, they had the opportunity to win a Horn of Blasting, which for a low-level party is like really good. And so, yeah, if you're at my table and you see Gladiator Dice rolling, you should know that there's a sweet victory at the end of that if you stick with it.
And it's great for new players who maybe have trouble getting into role playing. Like, really letting go. It's an easy role play thing to do. So it's really great for new players who are new to D&D. I know when I first started, that was like one of the first sessions, and it did help kind of break the ice.
Yeah, especially when your opponent is like a little drunk guy at the tavern, and you get to see your DM like role play that. It's like, this is fun. This can be fun. Steve, what's your like go-to or favorite game within the game?
I mean, the first one I learned was Gladiator Dice, like you talked about. I did do some research, and one I found that I really like that I got to incorporate. It's simple. It's 21. I think everyone's familiar with blackjack. 21, and in this case, you roll 1d10. And you keep rolling till you either get 21 or you want to stop. But if you go over 21, you bust. So you would have your party
Okay.
or NPCs all ante up some gold, and then each one would roll in turn. And so if I roll a 1d10 and my first roll is a 1,
Hmm.
I'm pretty confident I'll roll again.
Yeah.
If I roll a 10, okay, I'm now at 11. I'm going to go ahead and roll again because worst case I get 21. Let's say I roll a 4, now I'm at 15.
Yeah.
Do I roll again? Do I not roll again?
Yeah, that's a tough call right there.
Yeah, so it's very much like 21. It's simple, it's quick. That's what I like, and it's very easy to play.
Yeah, I love. That's a great. That's a great one because everyone knows the rules already, practically.
Yeah,
I think the engineer in me now is like calculating, like,
of course you
well,
are.
in cards, all the face cards are 10s, right? And then there's the ace that can be a 1 and 11. So how would you replicate that? You need like a 15-sided dice, and then but
Yeah, it gets a little complex.
yeah. Well,
I mean, you could maybe do it the D12, which gets no love.
yeah. Oh, I agree. D12s aren't rolled nearly enough. I mean, if you're not a berserker using a war was it a battle axe or a maul or something? No, mauls are 2d6. But anyway, point being, D12s would be great because you could rule that 11s and 12s also count as 10s, and so then it's closer to like the cards odds.
Yeah,
but
and that's the great thing about D&D. You can always just adjust the rules to suit your game and your play.
Yep, nothing like math to suck the joy and fun out of everything. But let's see. The next one I want to talk about, I got a chance to use recently in a D&D game that I'm running through our one of our wholesalers, actually, the Larkin Owl Bookshop in Georgetown, Texas, which is fantastic. If you're in Central Texas and you want to smell our candles, if you're in the north part of Central Texas, then Georgetown is probably closer to you than our others. Got to go to Larkin Owl. It's right off of the square in Georgetown. Anyway, smell our candles there. Join the D&D games that are going on every other Sunday there. But at this D&D game, I had the players come into a small, like, rural town during a midsummer festival, and so there were all sorts of like little festival games and festival booths going on, and I just basically tried to tie like a different mini game to an ability roll or ability check. And so I had things like guessing somebody's age and weight as like a straight up wisdom or perception check, hanging on a bar long enough. That would be like a strength or athletics check. You could make the argument constitution check there too. Guessing marbles in a jar was an intelligence check. A game
Nice.
of darts, like a dartboard with like little balloons, would be a dexterity check right there. Hammer toss would be strength check. Anyway, I even had a game where they could be a prize to be won during a bidding war, like spend an evening with this storied adventurer. And so that was like charisma checks to see like how much money they could get somebody to bet on them and stuff. So it was just super fun, and especially that charisma check allowed for some great role play between like different NPCs and the characters, and it's just like a low risk high reward scenario to introduce that role play. So that was like a very fun, it was a series of mini games, and like I tried to play, as a DM, you can look at your different characters and figure out who's best at what, and so every character had the opportunity to be like the best at one of those mini games. So
that sounds
really
awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was actually a recasting of the first adventure we ran, Steve, when they come into the little town of Baton. Yeah, so I
remember that.
Yeah,
and like I said, that was really a great way to introduce new players to roleplay. It's fun. It's easy to do, and it just kind of like breaks the ice with new D&D players.
Yeah. You want that low risk environment to help coax people out of their shells and into whatever role they're going to play.
Yep. So another game that I looked up, I just learned about today, is called Crown and Anchor.
Okay.
And so it's a betting game, and the players can put any amount of gold on a grid between 1 and 6. So picture a grid of 1 and 6. So I want to put like 10 gold on number 2.
Okay.
So then they roll 3d6s just once.
Okay.
If one die matches their bet number, they win 1 times the original bet. So if I put it on 3 and I bet 10, I win 10 if I roll a 3.
Okay.
If I roll 2 3s, then I get twice the amount. And if all 3 happen to be the same one, then I get 3 times the amount. But if none of my die matches, then I lose everything.
So you right off the bat, you have 3 possible victories. So you have 3 dice and 6 possibilities, right?
Yes.
So you have you start off with 50-50 odds, and then they just get better. It's like, how big do you want to win?
Yeah,
So
and
it
almost reminds me of like a roulette type equivalent.
A what?
But it's also a roulette, like the roulette wheel.
Roulette. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I only put on 1, 1 through 6, and then let me see what I roll. And, it's simple, it's quick, it's easy. So it's a fun one. Crown and Anchor, and yeah, be a nice
That's
one to
awesome.
play.
That's
I'm gonna try
awesome.
that one out in my next campaign.
In my well, I want to work that in too. Since I'm your DM now, you've just given me an idea. New mini game.
We got to go to the casino.
Oh my god! Well, what
Or
you guys,
back alley.
you guys will have the opportunity to own a building. So let's see what y'all do.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but in my preparation for this discussion, I came upon another DM who basically turned pool or billiards into a skill check based game. Yeah, it was awesome. So the way this works is like whenever you start the game with a break, you make a dexterity or an athletics check. And to see if you like sink a ball right off the bat, and then after that, you swap back and forth like you do if you don't sink a ball. But for each shot, you can do dexterity or sleight of hand checks to sink a ball, and they get progressively harder over the course of your turn. And then you can switch to the other player. A critical fail means that you sink your opponent's ball. You can make a trick shot with a performance check, which increases the difficulty. But on a success, you've psyched out your opponent and they have disadvantage on their next turn.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, on a trick shot failure, though, you roll 1d8 times however many balls the opponent has left, and on a result of 1 or lower, an opponent's ball is sunk. So it's like, high risk, high reward.
Yeah, that's great. That's like an awesome primer, again, for new players.
Yeah.
And their ability checks and getting used to using that in the gameplay and the role play.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
If you start off in a tavern, might as well make that tavern come to life a little bit, right? And There's nothing like beating some local idiot at pool to initiate your first round of combat. Like even if it's like unarmed combat, great way to introduce new characters to it.
Oh my gosh, think about all the tropes of like Tombstone, right?
Yes.
Doc Holliday getting into a fight, someone's accusing him of cheating, but he's not cheating. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah. Was that Billy Bob Thornton who was like the first blackjack dealer in that?
Oh yeah, he was the kind of guy.
And they like just slap him out of there. It's been a while since I've seen.
You just gotta sit there and bleed.
Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry.
See, that's the great thing about D&D. You can get inspiration from anything.
Yes. Steal ruthlessly from the things you love. That's the saying. But yeah.
Now I want to sit and contemplate doing like some one shot or campaign that's kind of a Western vibe to it.
Oh yeah, that'd be super cool. I think like we have a patch of desert coming up in the campaign that I'm designing right now, but it's not really like it's not like American Wild West. It's more like sub-Saharan like border of
Yeah.
the desert.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen The Magnificent Seven?
What was it?
The Magnificent Seven.
I've seen Seven Samurai, but I have not seen The Magnificent Seven.
Okay, well, I was going to say it's based on the Seven Samurai.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a remake anyway.
Yep.
But the point is you can take that core story and translate it to D&D or whatever it might be.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I think, the great thing about it is because it is timeless and transfers from feudal Japan to American West so easily. It's just like an evidence of like how great that story works.
Yeah, and then I tell you, you watch Seven Samurai, you watch Magnificent Seven, and then you watch The Three Amigos.
Okay, is that the order?
And you can see definitely like the thread, the inspiration. Yeah. It's hilarious.
That's awesome. You know, they made a remake of Magnificent Seven like in the past couple years.
Yep.
I've seen clips of it on YouTube. I'm sure
pretty
just us mentioning it here is going to flood my YouTube algorithm with yet even more clips. They're always listening. Let's see. I also heard of a like a pie eating contest mini game where
how do you do that?
Yeah, it's all about like constitution checks, and you have like 9 checks you got to make. The players take turns selecting which things to eat, making like increasingly difficult con skill checks. And if you pass the check, you have eaten the food and gain points equal to its difficulty class. If you fail, then you don't eat the food, and you can either be disqualified or you just don't get the points. But yeah, and then with these points, the first person to a certain predetermined score wins. So like if you pick the harder or higher difficulty class item, say like I want a whole rack of ribs, then that's harder to get, but you get more points than if you just wanted to, I want that celery stick with peanut butter in it. I don't know.
I
but
mean,
the goal of the game is to have,
like, dip it in water and shove it down my throat.
Yeah. It really helps players like strategize, new players especially strategize, what food they eat in what order, and just like see how the game works and how the odds play out. Like it's one thing to say, you're rolling a d20, so every number is like a 5% higher chance, but like, if you have like all this food that you eat and it's different difficulty checks to make for them, you get a sense of like how it all roll out. So,
I like this when we play our D&D games and people host, they always seem to cook food, very good food. You can incorporate that.
Oh gosh,
maybe not. Yeah. But that would be awesome. I'd like that one a lot, Alex. That seems pretty.
I like the I like that idea. I made what did I hosted last week and did, what was it? Orc
chili.
Bacon. Oh yeah, chili. Yeah.
Man, that bacon you made was amazing.
It's straight from the cookbook. I usually have the cookbook right behind me, but it's now downstairs because I used it recently. But yeah, Orc Bacon out of the Heroes Feast D&D cookbook. It's really good.
That was solid.
Yeah. Makes dreams come true. That's what the experience is when you come to Shea Aries for D&D night. But Steve, we've already wasted these good people's half hour. Can you believe it? I think you can. Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here, but I just want to quickly plug one more time. We have a 30% off discount. That's the maximum discount possible with our mini game going on now over at GameplayCandles.com. For the next half hour, get 30% off your entire order by using the checkout code GAMING23. That's all caps, no spaces. Gaming23 to get 30% off. But yeah, I think that's all I got.
So don't forget, if you want to be alerted, we just every week subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell. It will alert you. If you have the app on your phone, you'll even get a notification. So if you like to save money, if you like to have good sense during your sessions, pay attention.
Go
Come
ahead and
join us.
sign up.
We have a little bit of fun. Sign up, chat with us, join the community, and let's just have some fun as some D&D
That sounds good to me.
fans.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Steve, for another fantastic session, and
My pleasure, Alex.
we'll talk to you all soon.